Yo, 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 what is good, quick crypto family, coin factory family, back again with another Kaspa crypto live stream. I apologize sincerely for not going live at all this weekend. Was just preoccupied, to put it vaguely. So preoccupied I didn't even have time to make an announcement on Sunday, which I do apologize for, but I guess a weekend away, it's not the worst thing in the world. Didn't see too much happen over the weekend, thankfully, but we are back today, beginning of the week, Monday, with a lot more to get into. We have seen quite a considerable amount of sources coming from general fundamental news, the belief the government shutdown is going to end very soon, which is quite big. And then what we're going to be talking about for the majority of the stream actually is going to be talking about how seemingly Kaspa is actually following Bitcoin in its early days, which if that is the case, then that means we have ultimately nothing to worry about. Because if Kaspa is following Bitcoin, then in that regard, then it should also run like Bitcoin when the time is right. We'll get to that. And also, I'll be very, very, very vaguely, because it's not fair to showcase the whole thing, very vaguely showing some of the sources that we covered in our executive roundtable today with my VIPs. We found 3, and we now have a total of 4 or 5 different institutional research documents that all are now stating this cycle is going to go on beyond 2025. This cycle is going to extend. We are no longer seeing the 4-year cycle. We are seeing a macroeconomic cycle, which is extended the duration of the cycle. We'll get to that stuff very briefly in a moment. Of course, to find out more information on that matter, I have posted the sources and uploaded the roundtable to my executive VIP group in the Discord server already. So if you want to find out more information on that regard, you can check it out right here or down in the description, warp.com/coinfactory. A lot of weekly live streams. Trade alert, actually our trade alert's been very, very good. If you actually are on my Twitter, you can see this week, Chart Flows has done incredibly well, uploading, he's made 6 trades and all have been successful so far, which, of course, it's not going to always be this good, but it has been fantastic this week despite the market unease with the government shutdown and also Trump's tariffs. It's been a very, very good week for us. Hopefully it continues in that fashion. So trades amongst, again, educational sources and much more, all available in the VIP server. You can find the link again down below in the description. But that being said, family, welcome back again to the channel. It has been a little bit. Greg, first brother, welcome back, my man. You're doing very, very well. LB on the check-in as well. Definitely welcome back and hit that like button when you come in. You know the deal. Dimitar, Future Crypto Elite is here once more. Thank you very much for being here, brother. Mr. Miles, he's first once more. Welcome back again, my man. Brett, good evening to you, my man. We moon yet, not yet Min Hong, but things are looking a bit optimistic again for the most part. Marathon Digital Holdings, no, they do. They most definitely do. I think that's why they diversified into Kaspa, why BlackRock allowed them to diversify into Kaspa as opposed to just being in Bitcoin, because they do see Kaspa had the potential to significantly change the financial landscape. Kaspa endgame for crypto, no doubt about it. Time will tell. Jay is always talking about his sources. Yeah, sources spelled with an A, not with an O and an R. Mr. Mars is always a jokester. Welcome back, Buffalo Theory. You're doing very, very well. My favorite is barbecue sauce. My favorite would probably be. Oh, got a bit off topic here, but I thought I'd address it. My favorite topping. It depends on what it is. The easiest one's ketchup. Goes with anything pretty much. I'm a little fan of a burger sauce, quite a nice one. Or depending on the situation, Korean barbecue sauce is also very, very nice. But barbecue also, does go crazy. So, I mean, I'm not against that suggestion either, Mr. Miles. Chili also is not a bad shout. Sweet chili in particular, that's also a very, very nice sauce. But yeah, welcome back everybody once more. Everyone tuning in, the regulars as always. What are you wearing? I'm wearing a pair of cargos and a grey t-shirt. Hopefully, either this week or next week, you're going to see what I'm wearing, because I'll have face cam on very, very soon. I'm just getting certain things ready because just want to make sure that I look pretty for all of you, don't I? Jay is a sociopath. Jay is a psychopath. What? Psychopathy, and I think it just means psychopath. Okay, and does his WOP streams at 5 a.m. Okay, right. Well, I apologize. Oh, right. I know what you mean. Okay. So you're saying that I don't like you, Mr. Miles, and I do my VIP streams really, really early. Yes. My VIP streams are around 4 p.m., 3 p.m. my time, which unfortunately is too early for Mr. Miles, which is a crying shame. But I do, despite the streams, I do still record every one of my streams and I re-upload them to that community. So if you can't, for whatever reason, tune in, then you can watch it on playback. So you will never miss out on everything that we cover. It's just you won't be able to ask questions in real time. We could always ask questions afterwards as well. So yeah, maybe I don't like you, Mr. Miles. Maybe that's what it is. Welcome back, Rizzy Busy. I spread the word of Kaspa to my circle. Half the people have bought some on Kraken and used the referral code. Kaspa needs a word of mouth. Go people. Great stuff, Rizzy. I love to hear that. And yes, continue to spread the word of Kaspa. I heard from Kryptonia not too long back that apparently Facebook's a fantastic place for people coming to Kaspa as well. So I'm going to probably expand a little bit into Facebook if I can do, but we'll see. I haven't used Facebook for probably gone 10 years now, so it would be a bit of a shock to the system, to say the least. We're Kaspa millionaire next 6 months. I can't obviously say for how long it will take, but we are definitely sitting on a gold mine, that's for sure. Diamond hand Kaspa, there's no doubt about it. Yes, you did me psychopath. Yes, I thought you did, but it's fine. You call me out, I call you out. It's how our relationship works. It's a little banter we've got going back and forth. But that being said, family, let's get into these sources, get straight into the news right now. So start off with Kaspa, of course. I think that's why everyone is ultimately here in this stream today, because we care about Kaspa. So we can see right now, in accordance to the market chart, Kaspa is currently valued at 0.0536, so 5.3, almost 5.4 cents, up roughly 1.83% on the daily time frame, and it is in accordance to the support zone that I had drawn out a couple of weeks back, or a week back now, where we saw Kaspa again, massive crash following the liquidation event on Friday. Saw it start making some recoveries, going above 5.5, being that proven level of support around 5.5. And then we've seen it make that correction following Bitcoin's very, very negative price action. But one thing to note, Bitcoin did crash to here, went up, went lower. Kaspa crashed. If you ignore the anomaly of down that far, Kaspa crashed, effectively to here, went up and came back down the same level. So, I mean, it looks like there being pretty much 4 indices now where Kaspa's kind of touched this zone between 5.5 to 5 cents, that this is a proven strong level for Kaspa. And I mean, again, it's too early to call as such, but this could potentially be the absolute bottom for Kaspa, meaning that we shouldn't really be going much lower from here. Of course, though, time will tell. Bitcoin can still go lower from here. Still too early to call as such, but I'm optimistic, as always, for what is to come. As we look right now, we can see Bitcoin's currently up 2%, valued at just short of 111k, which does seem to be a level of resistance for Bitcoin. Again, we'll see if it can go up or down from here. For me, worst case, Bitcoin goes down to maybe this zone down here, around the 98 to 100k zone. But at the same time, I would, if it goes lower than that, then maybe the bear market's in, but I'm more so on the side of up in the immediate short term, or in the medium term more. So the immediate short term, we can still see some pullbacks, and we'll get to those sources in a moment. But Kaspa, again, is looking decent today, and hopefully it will continue holding strong, and then eventually making that recovery when the market sentiment flips and becomes more bullish, when Bitcoin dominance also falls off a cliff, which eventually it will do. Right now, it's almost at 60%. It's starting to rally again, which, if that is the case, and if we do get an extended cycle, we'll get to those sources in a moment as well. If we get to an extended cycle, we could be seeing a repeat of this here. Back in the last cycle, we saw Bitcoin come below this dip down here. We saw it just happen now. Bitcoin came down to this dip when I just draw up my line here, this horizontal line here, the dip of around 57% or so. This happened in the last cycle, and then it made a pushback up to 70%. We've touched that zone again right now, except Bitcoin this time round didn't see a 55% correction in value. During this period here, Bitcoin went from roughly, what was it, 60k? No, not 60k. It was 64k Bitcoin. And then it corrected all the way down 55% in value. That's what this correction was here. 55%, the dominance fell off. And then we saw that surge up to 69k Bitcoin up here. This time around, we've seen a similar correction in Bitcoin dominance, except Bitcoin only came down to 104k. Comparatively, that's nowhere near as bad. So this could be a very, very reassuring sign that Bitcoin has got a lot higher to go. Again, we'll have to wait and see, time will tell. But Bitcoin dominance still staying high, therefore alts still continue to lag behind and bleed. In regard to other assets, the ones we talk about in this channel a bit more so, Octa up 0.19%, Ondu 2.7%, so Beck's not moving much at all today, Kaspa again 2%. We'll see where these assets move in the immediate short term. I'm not too bothered on the price right now, and I'll explain exactly why. So we got here from Travlad Crypto, who is a Kaspa investor with almost 500,000 followers, so quite a notable Twitter influencing account. He's calling a 8k Ethereum, a 140k Bitcoin, and Kaspa to reach 50 cents to $1 in this cycle. Now, 8k Ethereum for me, we're currently sitting at around 4k. A 2x from here seems entirely possible in my opinion. 140k Bitcoin, I think is easily achievable. I think it probably can go higher, but again, don't quote me on that. I'm not a financial advisor. 50 cents to $1 Kaspa. Of course, I don't do price predictions. I do see this a possibility. Something can go higher, something can go lower. I do see all possibilities. I want to be more optimistic. One thing I'm seeing though, in more talking about price but not making predictions, is that Kaspa seems to be following Bitcoin more religiously than we actually realize. So shout out to Bunzi here, who's seemingly done a very, very, very thorough in-depth analysis of Bitcoin in the early days compared to Kaspa now. So we can see here in its early days, Bitcoin did a 93.76% correction. So Bitcoin almost crashed effectively to zero in 22 weeks, so in less than 6 months. In less than 6 months, Bitcoin credited down in value 93%. That's more than Kaspa's done, by the way, in a period of time. And then it took as long as 67 weeks, which is 3 times longer than how long it took to come down, for it to reach that previous all-time high. So that's Bitcoin for you. That's what happened. We can see that here. Then moving on, later on, it went down another 86.96% in 90 weeks. And it took 80 more weeks, so not as long this time around, but 80 more weeks for it to come back to all-time highs at 1,242. We can see it again here, the chart. So on 2 occasions, Bitcoin's come down significantly in value and rebounded and managed to make all those gains back. And that means, therefore, Bitcoin took more than 20 months to reclaim the all-time high the first time round, and more than 39 months, which is more than 3 years, the second time round. But then when you look at Kaspa right now, of course, Kaspa's price is struggling. We accept that. We acknowledge that. But look at Kaspa right now on the weekly, and it's only been 63 weeks. And we've come down 76%. So comparatively, Bitcoin in the first time round took 20 months. It took 22 weeks. It took 67 weeks to regain the all-time high. So that is a total, of my maths quick in my head, about 89 weeks. 89 weeks it took for Bitcoin the first time round to go down in value and regain all-time highs. So we're currently only sitting at 63. So we still have another 26 weeks left, technically, to follow Bitcoin exactly. And the second time round, it equally took longer. So comparatively, when you're looking at Bitcoin and Kaspa right now, it looks like Kaspa is actually following Bitcoin more diligently than we realize. If Kaspa had to go through the same Bitcoin range Bitcoin went through between November 13th to February 2017, before skyrocketing, we could see the generational bottom at 0.0271 on April 26th. So it does give the possibility of a lower pullback for Kaspa, which I'm not against the possibility of such. We are definitely seeing a bottom, a very solid bottom for Kaspa right now, around this 5 cents, 5.5 cents zone. But it going lower to 2 cents is still maybe a possibility. Of course, anything's possible in this space. But the guarantee, the strong sentiment is that Kaspa is definitely, or again, can't use these definitive words, is very highly likely to make a strong recovery, going past all-time highs and then some. Also keep in mind this sort of time zone parameter. It took Bitcoin so long to do this. Kaspa, in a more developed cycle, in how much more crypto Bitcoin has done, is likely going to do this a lot quicker as well. Again, Kaspa's the fastest asset to reach $1 billion market cap out of anything ever, which is insane. It's a very, very big deal. So Bitcoin's market cap was ranging between 3 billion to 17 billion from 2013, 2017. Of course, Kaspa right now is sitting at around that 2 to 3 bill zone right now. Actually sitting at 1.44 bill, so significantly lower right now. But again, that recovery will come in due time. Kaspa's market cap is even lower, so don't tell me it's impossible for some reason for Kaspa to fall off a cliff and not come back when it follows the same principle as Bitcoin. I don't think Kaspa will take as long to bottom, nor as long to skyrocket to previous all-time highs. It can happen any time within the next 12 months, in my honest opinion. And that sounds ridiculous because people are under the mass ideology, if you will, that we're about to end the cycle. But are we? So slight jumping ahead of the script. I'll come back full circle anyways, but I posted this on my Twitter about an hour, 2 hours ago now. I had my executive roundtable with my VIPs at around 3 p.m. today, which is about 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago. And what we covered in it, of course, understandably, is a lot of FUD, a lot of stress in this current market due to the price action, of course. And of course, we try and preach more so than anything on our VIPs, don't be emotional, be logical, and we pair up institutional research documents. Well, in this roundtable earlier, we had not just the one that I've been showing repeatedly, we had multiple institutional sources confirming we are getting an extended bull run. One that I'm going to showcase on stream out of the multiple we covered is this one again from Signum Bank. This is a report from the CIO's view regarding the tariff market crash, a general oversight of what happened here, and ultimately what is next as well, or what we need to look out for. But just to take a quick quote from what he said here. This weekend's crypto market volatility doesn't alter the strong underlying crypto and protocol-specific fundamentals, which continue to anchor long-term sector confidence and market resilience. Again, the term long-term is the key factor in that, talking about the fact that crypto long-term still has a lot higher to go. A lot higher to go. Investors should monitor this trade situation closely, what's happening with Trump right now, of course, and we'll get to those sources in a moment, but not be overly alarmed or reactionary, because crypto is still looking very, very strong, as the market looks more so to favor macroeconomic data. This is one is from Bitwise. Of course, I'm not showing the whole thing because the VIPs are the ones who are paying for the information here, so they get access to this sort of stuff, or they're part of the free trial as well. Either way, they have access to this, but this is just a quote, one of the pages in there, which is from Bitwise, which says, "We believe that Bitcoin's historic 4-year cycle is no longer relevant, although we caution that Bitcoin is still subject to significant drawdowns." So, simply put, Bitcoin can still see corrections, which it has done, and it'll probably continue to do so, but the 4-year cycle is no longer a thing, and it talks about the reasons why being macroeconomic data again. And then for another one here, this one is from SwiftX, where they say, again, a small quote from a multi-page document in that as well. Many argue the 4-year cycle effectively ended in 2022, the year we saw a clear correlation between the stock market bear market and the crypto market bear market. Both markets accumulated and corrected to the upside in 2023. This is further evidence that crypto has entered a more mainstream correlation with global macroeconomic conditions. Today, the market appears to be guided by more macroeconomic policies than by crypto native patterns. And these are very vague, of course, because that's the premise of it. I'm not going to showcase all my sources just out there, because again, this is the benefits. I want to try to teach people in the VIP the benefit of being in there. But we have seen multiple documents, we've read them through today from numerous institutions who are telling their clients, are we so sure that crypto is going to end in the next 2-3 months? Or even earlier now, about the end of November, so 1-2 months. Are we so sure about that? Because right now, it's seeming increasingly unlikely. Apologies if you can hear the fireworks in the background. That was really going on today. But it seems more and more likely right now that we're seeing the macro data being the M2 money supply, being the institutional earnings from other stock companies, big companies, being the rate cuts, the QE sooner coming out. All these factors seem to have more precedent on the actual stance of the market than just, Bitcoin halving every 4 years, therefore market up and down every 4 years. No, that's not how it works. It never has been how it works. It's just for the last, since Bitcoin's inception, the macroeconomic data correlated and aligned with Bitcoin's 4-year cycle. So people just thought, it's Bitcoin's cycle, that's why it's going up. No, it's macro data. But now for the first time, since Bitcoin's inception, macro data is starting to extend a bit. We're starting to get QE in Q4, as opposed to we should have got it earlier. So again, nothing's confirmation, but we are getting repeated sources now suggesting the similar thing. Crypto is not ending in 2 months, it's going on longer. And I then ask the question to you, before I come back full circle again, if crypto does extend beyond this next 2 months, beyond 2025, what does that mean for Kaspa in regards to their biggest groundbreaking developments, VProgs and Dagnut, which according to Son Polinsky's AR model Terra, we could potentially see, again, it's not confirmation, it's a rough guess, but based on her information, she believes that we could see Dagnut and VProgs, the quote endgame for Kaspa, coming out in 9 months' time, which would be June, July time 2026, which could potentially still be the cycle if it does extend. What does that mean for Kaspa? We'll come back full circle in a moment, because I want to get into more of the sources again. But again, I think it's a very interesting theory that is starting to gain momentum in my community and frankly throughout crypto as well. More and more people are now starting to wise up to the idea that the cycle can extend. Of course, there is a sentiment from some that still believe institutions are lying to us, which is definitely a possibility. That's why when I do my research, I don't wholeheartedly just look at what, CNBC is saying or what they're saying on mainstream media. Because on mainstream media, they will definitely lie to you. What they're telling their enterprise clients, that's a different story. Because that means they're going to lose their money if they're lying to them. And that won't go down well for them. The documents I've got from Bitwise, from SwiftX, from Signum Bank, they are accessible to the public if you know where to look. But predominantly, they're exclusively sent to their enterprise clients. They're telling their clients, are we so sure the cycle is going to come to an end in November, December? Or will it go into 2026? Will it extend a lot further? It depends on the macroeconomic data and what it's telling us right now. And right now, and according to documents we're seeing here, and just say it here as well, the latest US PMI Purchase Manager Index, which I've told about on stream by the way, showed a continued expansion in service-related economic areas like finance, healthcare, software, travel, hospitality, and professional services. This tends to be a positive as these areas are generally more suitable and lead the employment growth and earning visibility. So, put it bluntly, PMI is showcasing the economy is growing, which is a positive macro trend. So if it's growing, why would the cycle and markets, be it stock, crypto, credit, why would they fall off if things are meant to be growing right now? If you're going to be seeing more jobs coming out at this point, if earnings are going up, you should see it start go up with it as well. Slightly delayed, a few months behind, but it should start going up as well. It's food for thought, family. Continue doing your own research, or better still, again, if you want to find that sort of information out, come join, check out the VIP. You can join for free for 7 days. You can tune in to the roundtable we recorded earlier. We recorded it and uploaded it in the community. You can find it out there. Again, the trade alerts we posted in there. Got some very good trades going on right now as well. So you can still make money during this current mental time in the market. Alpha documentation and much more in there. Check it all out again. Links down below in the description and also on my homepage, wap.com/coinfactory. Now, circling going back full circle, Kaspa again seems to be following Bitcoin. Very interesting theory here. Equally, Kaspa Onion also made a similar post talking about how, it looks like Kaspa is slightly better, but again, still seemingly following Bitcoin's price movement right now in its early days. Which, if that's the case, then what have we got to be worried about? It's interesting food for thought once more. It's almost as if a historical trend of every form of money is playing out with Kaspa right now. The money with the superior infrastructure and less leakage always outperforms its predecessor. It seems to be outperforming Bitcoin right now in its early days right now. And we can see that again as you look back to this document. Bitcoin in its first early days saw a 93% pullback. And it happened in less than 6 months, whereas Kaspa saw a 75% pullback, but that's been going on for over a year now, so a longer pullback. And then it took 67 weeks, 3 times longer, to reach that all-time high again and then go on a run. So it took a total of 89 weeks 89 weeks for Bitcoin to go from a peak, go down, and go back up again. Kaspa right now is week 63. And it's actually performing better. It's not come down as much as Bitcoin did. So again, what is there to be worried about right now? Of course, I say that as an open-ended question, and you've got all the right to be worried right now. I'm not trying to tell you completely just ignore your emotions. Emotions are part of who you are. I do try and emphasize to not be emotional or think logically. And the logical thinking right now, if Kaspa meant to be the next Bitcoin, as we want to put it out, then Kaspa is in a strong spot right now, a great accumulation zone. Ski Bum says here, the reason I'm very patient with Kaspa is I learned an important lesson over multiple Bitcoin cycles. Only invest money that you don't need to live your life, then chill. If you pick the right asset and are willing to wait multiple years, you will change your life. And that's also why that's something that I have been trying to emphasize time and time again as well. I'm not worried about Kaspa because, for one, I think it's going to do well regardless. But for two, and more importantly, the money I have in crypto is excess money that I am willing to lose. I understand that with investing, there's always a chance you lose it. It's part of the risk of investing. Nothing's guaranteed in life. But I've not put my life savings on Kaspa. Again, whether it's a good or a bad idea, that's up for you to determine. I'm not a financial advisor. But I've put money that I know I don't need in the current time being right here and now. I put it into crypto and I put my capital where I think is best going to accumulate and make wealth for me. And I've gone through trading, gone through the futures, gone through other assets, reward assets, of BEC, Ondu, and the other ones that I've been talking about to my VIPs. And then equally to Kaspa being the biggest bag, of course. Because it's one that, for me, is definitely the right asset. Continuation on here from Ski as well. Did you know Kaspa tends to back test prior highs before running higher? Don't take my word for it. See the post below. Historically, when Kaspa has back tested previous highs, as it's doing right now, it holds and continues higher. We can see that here. Made that push up, came down, held, and then once something around here, it pushed above. Same again, same again, same again. We're seeing it right now again. So in that regard, therefore, Kaspa, who's currently holding this level here, should, in theory, historically speaking, start to make a return, a recovery, and a run-up soon enough as well. You can see it here. Same thing every time. We've seen this massive pullback. This is where the top would be. It's come down here again. It's now retesting the levels of the high we saw back in 2023. If this is now the absolute bottom for Kaspa, potentially, then it means we should start seeing this recovery rally in the next, few months, maybe a few weeks. Again, it depends on the market cycle. And Kaspa should exceed all-time highs and probably go on quite a significant rally. Again, will it be between the zone higher or lower? That's up for you to determine. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't price predictions. So that's for you to think for yourself. But it's a possibility as such. And that, again, plays into the fact that if we do get an extended cycle and we do get VPROGs and Dagonite coming out, could that play significantly into Kaspa's price in the future? I do think stuff like VPROG and stuff like Dagonite are fundamental building blocks. They won't see FOMO runs. They won't cause a FOMO rally. What will cause FOMO rallies is exchange listings. That's what causes a overnight price boom. But these are building blocks that could see more institutional investors, more building, more migration, integration, interoperability from other chains onto Kaspa. And that could significantly see an increase in traffic on Kaspa, increase in demand for Kaspa, and that could correlate to a higher price going forward. And this is going to be coming out ideally within the next 9 months. So also food for thought, if Kaspa's following Bitcoin, maybe you see in the next 9 months, which correlates to about 36 weeks, give or take. You might see Kaspa therefore make that move, which actually would follow Bitcoin, because it did take, we're currently at week 60, just missed it. Week 63, and it took Bitcoin 89 for that first correctum. So maybe we see Kaspa slightly go over that, but also rally more so. Again, depends on the cycle, food for thought. And in regards to the big FOMO candles here, Martin Hyperwork, I think he's got a very valid point here, which is talking about Binance, which I'm sure we can all sympathize, or we can resonate with. 80 months later, and I'm sticking to it, Binance has played an irresponsible game as so often and depressed the price over months. Ethereum influencers and Bitcoin maxis have ridiculed Kaspa without having the slightest idea of what block DAG is. Retail bros have disparaged it despite of idiotic TA. With all the talk of Bitcoin, DeFi and payments, the promise of massive demand, etc., and even with pension funds being able to buy Bitcoin, it is still struggling to go up. More importantly, Bitcoin has never achieved the eCash status of Satoshi envisioned. Go read the original white paper, and not a single promise in there has come true except for the basic tech. The Bitcoin is gold narrative is simply not realistic, as every geopolitical crisis shows, and yet millions are drinking the Kool-Aid. The future is multi-chain, including permissioned and permissionless, special purpose chains and payment systems, and there is no ring to rule them all. But there is one that stands a chance of becoming real eCash systems with thousands upon thousands of transactions a second at virtually zero cost, which is Tom Belinsky's created founder of Kaspa. He spent decades creating something wonderful, simple and sound, no flashy marketing, no empty promises. Of course, marketing is still important, but he's focusing on the tech. And the tech is what's the point of marketing something if the tech is not all there yet? You want to have a basically finished product, if not a finished product, before you start marketing yourselves. And right now we haven't got VPROGs out just yet, haven't got Dagonite out just yet. Factor that will become a very important part going forward right now. Binance have faded Kaspa for almost 2 years now. We're sitting at actually 22 months, because it was December 2023 apparently they first spoke to us, and we're now sitting at October 20th. So we're almost sitting at December 2025, 2 years later. So 22 months with Binance being in contact with Kaspa and no listing, just futures listing and a mining pool. I still think they're going to list Kaspa, but they have definitely been an irresponsible game and arguably missed out on a lot of capital in doing so. If cycles extend though, again, maybe they know something we don't. And in regards to centralized authorities and transparency as well, Chris Hutchinson's making I think a fair point to make here as well, which is, somebody asked in regards to requesting the Kaspa, KRI, Ample, and Sum to share details on the projects such as Warp Core, Gigawatt, Olive Oil, Olive Chain, or whatever, and so on and so forth, because we haven't got much information on the KRI, which I think is a valid point to make. I've made the point supporting KRI, saying they're enterprises, so they are not entitled to give us information, but at the same time, for investor confidence, at least for our confidence, they should provide some form of updates if they can do. And Chris says here, I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but just being blunt, unless you are a shareholder of the KRI, they don't owe you anything, which I think is completely fair. As a company, they have never asked for any funding from the community or anything. It's like going up to Google and demanding to know progress on things they are working on just because you utilize the internet. I'm just happy industries are at least looking at Kaspa and utilizing Kaspa if when they pull off the epic things they're going to pull off the Kaspa community as a whole will benefit, and we didn't even have to do anything for it. And I think this is exactly the point that I've been trying to make time and time again. I understand people saying we need to understand what the KRI are building, but it's not like the KEF. The KEF have asked for funding. They have tried to... The KEF is meant for the retail. So having clarity on the KEF is something we should be demanding. That's fair. The KRI, they've just said we're an enterprise third party trying to build enterprise project for Kaspa. We don't need anything from you, just letting you know we're using it. And that means enterprises are coming to Kaspa. Again, unless we're a shareholder of them, they don't owe us anything. I think that's completely fair to say. And Paul Mason replied here saying, thanks. As the KRI name says, Kaspa Industrial Initiative, a private initiative with the focus on Kaspa-related company solutions. It has no shareholders and is self-funded for the time being. That allows a free and constructive mind. So there's no shareholders, but at the same time, it's for institutions and it's a private initiative. It's for companies, not for the retail. Of course, people still aren't very happy with that. But it's like, I didn't suggest they own anything. I was looking for the info. It's like, well, again, like it is what it is. Of course, you're not happy with that. I can understand it, but it keeps doing that. Again, there's a massive inherent difference between KF and KRI and in regards to asking for clarity and information. KF are more inclined and should be required more so to do that, as they are meant to be targeting the retail market, whereas KRI is meant to be for their partners of BYDFI Energy, being PwC, being Shell, being DHL, being Hyundai, Bosch, Eons Energy, Siemens. So Kaspa, again, price looking like rubbish as it has done for some time, but it's seemingly following Bitcoin. If anything, it's following it better, doing better than Bitcoin. So it shouldn't be anything to worry about. We're looking at an extended cycle potentially right now with multiple institutions confirming similar things to their clients, which you can get access to the information if you know where to look, but most don't know where to look. Hence why I give them the VIP community, so you can find the information in a closed-knit space and a lot more information in there as well. We've seen what we're talking about. We can see an extended cycle could potentially have very big implications for Kaspa if we do get these developments coming out in time. Binance, I'm sure, will lift when the time is right, or they have definitely screwed over Kaspa. And the KRI, I'm sure, will also benefit Kaspa once they get the enterprise project up and running, utilizing Kaspa's block DAG architecture with the DAG Knight and the VProgs on the layer 1. And it's a matter of time as well. Something that I remember Kevin O'Leary, Kevin O'Leary? I actually don't know how to say his last name. It doesn't matter to me either way. Either way, Mr. Wonderful, as his nickname is, one of the leaders of Shark Tank, one of the entrepreneurs on Shark Tank. He is actually recently, after the crypto crash, he warned investors about Ethereum scalability issues after we saw the transactions fees spike significantly to 9 months high. I remember someone in my community mentioning it. It cost like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to send like a couple bucks. It's ridiculous. And again, that's the issue with Ethereum. And that's also the reason the cracks are showing. Look, costing upwards of $1,000 for small transactions is ridiculous. And that's precisely, you can see that here, precisely why, again, we need alternatives. And there are many out there, but for me, the best one, at least it will be the best one, is going to be Kaspa. Kaspa would have eventually flip Ethereum, but that's, again, my personal belief. It's not financial advice once more. We have got some more sources, some more Kaspa sources, some more fundamental sources as well. But before I do, it's time I get some questions real quickly. First, we go back here to where we're going right now for questions right now. It's been quite a few I've missed out on. Got it here from Neville. Kaspa account now on Ledger, but no swaps yet. Yes, I did see that. I made a post about that earlier on my page as well, about how you can now get a hold of Kaspa on Ledger Live, which is good. I'm sure they'll implement swaps in the future as well. It's just a matter of being patient, I imagine. You can get $75 for every Kraken referral you make, Kaspa. It's easy sell. Wow, that's fantastic stuff. Very good stuff. Of course, again, that's the inherent risk of keeping your money on exchanges, as we saw recently. So, of course, I personally would cold storage it, not your keys onto crypto, put it in a Tangent, Ledger, OneQ, whatever it may be. Very mixed real relationship. Right, cool. There you go, Mr. Mars. Yeah, there you go. How is that they cannot buy a swap on Tangent? It's just something that's not implemented right now. It's a feature they can add when they're ready. The Facebook Kaspa group has 25,000. I tried to post your uploads, but the monitor didn't let me. Okay, well, I mean, I'll have a look into it. I would, again, I'll try and create my own Twitter persona on Facebook, like I do on Facebook, like I do on Twitter as myself. If I'm allowed in there, I'm allowed in there. If I'm not, it's what it is. But yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that Facebook has such a massive marketplace. Again, just because it's not something that I personally use. I haven't used Facebook in a long time. I didn't realize that Facebook was such a big thing as well. I thought everyone used Twitter, so something I wanted to look into. Now, I bought these levels for my first time since my entry at 4. Wow, that's fantastic stuff, PG. First time buying since entry at 4 cents is fantastic, so love that. Be adding $15-$20 to my Kraken Kaspa bag almost daily. Big stuff, Mr. Mars, love to hear that. Could the mindset says Kaspa is cooked only down from here? Yeah, but he's looking early at technical analysis. Good mindset has been bearish on Kaspa for a long, long time, which is fine. A lot of people are in a similar sentiment, but he's looking only at technical analysis. I've said this time and time again. However you make your money, make your gains is perfectly fine. I'm sure Good mindset has been very successful. I hope he has been. But for me, I think, and actually this document again plays into that. We've seen multiple other documents as well talking about how you got to. There was another. Wait, actually, where's the document? There's a document talking. This one here. I've showcased it on the stream already as well. It was from Apollo. No, not there. Not there. Where's Apollo? There. This one here, where it spoke about when talking about how they value crypto. Talked about how they value crypto. If we had tried to historically invest in crypto markets based purely on traditional valuation metrics, they would have failed miserably. A deeper understanding of the underlying architecture, market structure, and relationship is required. Now, I'm sure Mindset has a good understanding of TA. And I don't watch him much at all, so I don't know if he does any fundamental research or plays it into any of his analysis and investment strategies. But fundamentally speaking, Kaspa is the strongest asset in this space. Fundamentally speaking, it is. And evidently, TA, it works, but as documented, I've also showcased here as well, like it is no longer a case of just price movement. Price is so, 2021 or 2024 even, like the focusing on price alone is not going to make it anymore. You can still make gains. I'm not trying to knock anybody, content creator or otherwise. However you make your gains, that's perfectly fine. But the reason why I've been successful myself is because I pair technical analysis with fundamental news. I pair TA with fundamentals, and I see what's being built for Kaspa and see it's innovative. Kaspa has been cooked for a long, long time. But when you look at and again, this is why TA is so relative, because you look at TA here, and TA here showcases to you that it's actually following Bitcoin. Therefore, it's perfectly fine. Everyone said Bitcoin was cooked, and Bitcoin, now look where it's at. So technical analysis, it depends. It really does depend. I don't think Kaspa's and again, I'm not sure whether he believes in an extended cycle or not. If he does believe in an extended cycle, then fine. If he doesn't, then maybe that also plays to his market prediction. Because Kaspa, if the bear market came in immediately, Kaspa's value, I don't think it would fall off and go to zero, but I think it would come down significantly from here. But I'm also under the impression that we could end up seeing the cycle extend a little bit right now. Again, it's a matter of one opinion versus another. My opinion, I can say, is backed by institutional research amongst my own opinion and other sources and my research that I've done. I don't know what crypto mindset's backed by. I know it does TA, so maybe it's just purely backed on multiple indicators from TA. And if that's the case, then fine. But I'd like to believe that TA, the technical analysis indicators that the institutions have, are probably better than crypto mindsets because they have indicators that nobody else has access to. For example, I've mentioned this months and months and months back. I don't know if the institutions I talk about have it, but let me see if it's in my Discord server. I think I mentioned it once. Aladdin. Where is it? Yeah, here you go. So the institutions, the smart money that, again, they have, or a lot of them or most of them will have access to software like this, like Aladdin, which is a network of 5,000 supercomputers that BlackRock sell you access to. But they have the best technical analysis tools in the world. Now, again, it might sound like I'm trying to knock crypto mindset. I'm really not. Respectfully, I don't even really care. But the premise just being, again, is one opinion versus another. Kaspa, people saying Kaspa's cooked, you can be fine to believe that. I believe otherwise. I do my fundamental research. I look at what they are caring about, institutions, and they care about utility and what's being built, which for me, Kaspa's building the best stuff in this space. I see the fact that Marathon are also expanding and have started to mine Kaspa, while, again, taking a massive step back, they still have expanded and they still are mining Kaspa. That's been proven in their quarterly reports. And institutions have access to better technical analysis tools than we do. So what they say and what they do has more significance on what we retailers believe. If his information is based on institutional sentiment, then fine. He has different sources than I do. But I don't think Kaspa's cooked at all. That's my belief, at least. Look at Cash USD chart, BX7 USD chart. Sure. I'll just do Cash USD. Cash, Bit. I do guess with the Bitcoin here. Of course, it's falling off significantly right now. Kaspa, I mean, I can't remember the exact command for Cash USDT, Bitcoin USDT on the chart here, but I know that's the Cash versus Bitcoin chart here. This is the reversal. If you can tell me the command for the Cash USDT, Bitcoin USDT on TradingView, unless it's one you're talking about, then I mean, yeah, I will definitely show it up on stream right now. But right now, I do think, yeah, I mean, the reversal for Kaspa, I think, again, it will come. Crypto mindset, you're new to crypto, and so is he. He's a grifter. I mean, again, it's one opinion versus another, right? I've been in crypto for 5, 6, whatever years now, and I made multiple stakes in the last cycle. And what I learned from the last cycle is the importance of fundamental research paired with TA. You can't just use one or the other. I mean, you can, but you've got to be extremely good at it. If you use both, you can be average at both and do very, very well. And I've managed to, I would like to believe, become better than average at both. But I've learned a lot from fundamental. That's why, again, in this cycle, despite Kaspa's been down quite a lot, and I'm down on Kaspa, I've made money this cycle because I understand the benefits of TA and also fundamental research. I got onto XRP before the lawsuit ended because I saw what was happening with it and understood fundamentally, if it was the lawsuit I think it was going to do, and it did, I'd make a decent bag off it, and I made a 7x on that. Sebek, I haven't done anything on that yet, but I'm seeing what's coming out for Sebek, and I think they'll do very, very well. I made money on Sui. I got in at 0.8. I knew there was a lot of hype around it. It went up to 5.2. That's like 3x. I mean, I got out lower, but again, I'm understanding the FOMO, but also the TA and also the fundamentals behind it. And Tao's it's in another similar story, and I think Tao's prepared to go on a big rip soon enough as well. So, I mean, I have no disrespect to crypto mindset and what he does, what he do. I don't watch his content, so that says everything you need to know about my opinion of him, because I don't have an opinion of him. I just haven't looked at him. I saw one video he made about Kaspa going down, and he was right about it, and fair play to him. Kaspa has done terribly. But the belief that Kaspa going down to zero is just one driven by a lot of KOLs right now. And also, it wouldn't be surprising if he's doing that for clicks. Because a lot of people right now are fading Kaspa or whatever, maybe for clicks. Because right now, I've seen unfathomable amounts of FUD about Kaspa, about it's going to zero. Which I just personally don't believe. I mean, again, I'm not going to disregard any other content creator. I think there are many good ones out there, ones that I have watched and do watch. I know Kaspa Silver's fantastic. I like the Blockchain Banter Boys. I think they're fantastic. They have so much alpha on there, especially their Monday nights, which actually they might be going on right now, tell a lie. It should normally go live around this time. So I might have just cut into it. Yeah, there you go. Blockchain Banter's going live right now. They have some incredible news in there as well normally. There are many other good content creators like Kaspa, Cat Daddy, and many others as well that also do fantastic jobs. I definitely missed some. Crypto Crew, also very, very good. I appreciate being named as one of the key ones. I do appreciate all for that. But everyone has their own, their own niche, what they're good at, what they're bad at. Crypto Mindset might be good at TA. I like to become quite good at research and compare that to my beliefs. It does make it sound like I'm saying a lot of when happens, what if, which is the case, but the research supports my claims. It's not just me mindlessly saying it. It's me providing sources for my beliefs at least. But I have no disrespect to anybody and what they're doing, unless they're scamming people, and then, I need to say what I believe in them. Yeah, people saying that. Yeah, people are saying that a lot are just moon boys. Yeah, I mean, he's not right. He's not incorrect. Kappa has got a lot of moon boys in there, but the sentiment that's going to go down to zero is not a guarantee. Nothing's a guarantee. There are a lot of moon boys in there, but also of how it is right now, a lot of them have left. A lot of people who are in Kappa have left. The ones who are left are the people who want to keep the project up because they believe in it. And that sentiment alone is enough to keep it up, in my belief. But yeah, Kaspa is definitely the most innovative in this space since Bitcoin Ethereum. Welcome back, Double D, bro. You're doing very, very well, my man. Only project outside Bitcoin. Yeah, exactly. That's also something that, I'm sure probably not take into account. That is the only project outside Bitcoin that maxis from Bitcoin actually take into account and listen to. That in itself is also a big deal. I mean, sure. Is it? I don't think it is, actually. I think that's factually incorrect. It got to 5 bill here, and it's come down here, and that's taken, 12 plus about 16 months? But I don't think it's the fastest at all. You've seen other projects, kangaroo like crazy. Other projects kangaroo like crazy, going from significantly high to much lower in a short span of time. Frankly, Kaspa had a very, very long pullback. Everything else had their peak in January and came back down to the same price of Kaspa from all-time high-wise in a short time frame. So actually, it's not the fastest. Nobody, not even Bitcoin Maxis, argued this is the best technical project out there. 100%. It's cooked. So it's your belief being more stupid. It's your belief, but I frankly am betting against you because I'm investing into the project. I'd bet against you. People have their own beliefs and you're entitled to your own beliefs. But based on what I'm seeing right now, based on the fact that Kaspa seems to be following Bitcoin and according to information here, and that is based on technical analysis, that you're seeing the belief on an extended cycle, which means Kaspa's big developments are still, potentially going to come in time for the cycle, depending on how long it goes on for. The fact that you've still got big players who are, they've been manipulating but lurking around Kaspa as well, Binance, KRI. The fact that Ethereum is definitely cooked and you need an alternative for that. Kaspa right now, I think, has the best chance to be the best alternative for that. The fact that you're seeing the ecosystem start to expand and get more recognition, namely, Zealous Swap's now loving DeFi Llama, very, very big deal. DeFi Llama being a very, very notable website for analyzing and looking at layer 2s and their data and whatnot. So that could be a very big thing for Zealous. Zealous also is the only DEX in existence that has an insurance fund policy, which is a very, very good protection mechanism. Zealous implements an insurance fund as a protective mechanism for users against potential protocol exploits or security incidents. That's also something that's going to incentivize more confidence in the project, so that's quite big. I mean, that's not Kaspa in itself as an extended third party utilizing the layer 2s on Kaspa, but it's still good to have that in Kaspa. And you've got Cat NFT bridges now live as well. You're seeing, so there's a lot of developments happening in Kaspa right now through Casplex, whatever it may be, which I think in itself is good. The belief that it's cooked is one purely based off price, and I think also gravely misguided. That's my belief though, again. But I think there's enough sources to support my belief. Welcome back, Don Carlos Burch. You're doing very, very well, my man. Stop with the FUD. I mean, I welcome the FUD, as long as the FUD is constructive in this way you can actually talk about it. If it's just my belief is that it's bad and I'm not going to be able to do any form of criticism about it, then, well, there's no point in talking about it. People who have, like, there's one person, I'm going to name drop him because I have the utmost respect for him, Lieutenant. Lieutenant comes in here quite a lot and he FUDs Kaspa. And we always have a nice debate going back and forth explaining my viewpoint from his viewpoint. He actually wants Kaspa to do well, but he's just losing confidence in it, and that's perfectly fine. But then I showcase what's happening, the sources, and he ends up having a bit more of a positive attitude more towards the end. It tends to also go back down when he comes back again the next time round, but either way, that's perfectly fun. I like those sort of debates between him and me and the community. But when you get people who are going to FUD Kaspa with no room for, you know, interpretation or any of that, it's like, well, what's the point? You can hate Kaspa all you want. You can think it's bad all you want. If that's the case, that's fine. But also, then I ask, with respect, why are you tuning into a Kaspa stream? I do everything in crypto, so I mean, that's perfectly fine. If you like me, that's perfectly fine. I appreciate you being here, but this stream has been mainly focusing on Kaspa, and I don't think this project is done for at all. I think it's far from done. The price, yeah, I mean, that's also exactly well said. It's something exactly that I have said myself. It literally sources that I've showcased. Where institutions have confirmed that price is purely a distraction from Signum Bank once again. Which most, again, this has actually got 2K views. That's quite a big one for me, to be honest. But these sort of documents probably go gravely under the radar. Nobody recognizes this. Because they are so used to how crypto used to run. I think it's going to run that way forever. Things evolve. Kaspa crypto is evolving. I know it's the truth. But again, you're looking purely at price right now. That is completely incorrect, but okay. Yeah, pretty much. Welcome back, Kryptoni, bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. Welcome to have you back. Jay, if you do the face reveal and we pump, that would be epic. Oh yeah, that's kind of also why I'm like low-key holding off to the end of the month. I'm like, surely end of October it's gonna start looking better. So maybe I can use me first going live for Kaspa as a negative catalyst, but then when I show my face, it's like, oh, Jay's face is the reason that Kaspa starts pumping. In a joking sense. That's a complete joke, but it will also be quite funny. I would agree. My bags went from 5 cents, 20 cents back to 5 cents. Do I panic? Hell no. Whole video live. Love to hear that. Love to hear that, as you should. Yeah, literally the same. Everyone feeling the very same way. I like the FUD. Yeah, we're talking in 6 months. So, yeah, exactly the same here as well. What does that even mean? I have no idea what that even means. In fact, I have the idea what that means, and I just think that is completely incorrect. Separate your money from your pockets. Yeah, okay. I'm respectfully not going to engage in any more of the post because there's not anything constructive coming from it. It's just fudding for the sake of fudding it. If Kappa can gain adoption, we think it can. And since miners and fees alone through 2032 will be made. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. If Kappa can do things that we believe it can do, but top 3 is very easy for Kaspa. If price is not important and we reach for the tech, how comes your VIP is not free? Because it's not. Also, your sources have been wrong for almost 2 years. Still, I like actually when the facts are presented to you. Okay, that's a very fair criticism there. My VIP is not free because, well, there are other ways to make money in this space, and I figured that, while I provide a lot of information for the community for free anyways, and even then the VIP sources I do showcase, I have showcased quite a few of them for free anyways. I figured there's a way to kind of monetize what I do. And that's also why I made it. And again, while it's free, I'm not incentivizing any. I mean, I talk about it, I share it quite a lot nowadays actually, but I've never said you need to join it. I've never said, and I never will do, abandon the free content and stuff I do for free and talk to you all for free just to focus on that community alone. I would never do that. I enjoy doing this because I enjoy doing it. I have a VIP community. You're not incentivized to join it. It's up to you. If you want to learn more, then I'd say it's a great place to learn more because it has a lot more in-depth insight in it. But it's pretty up to you. Now, in regards to the facts being wrong for almost 2 years, well, I mean, I started streaming here, and I covered all the big analysis coming to Kaspa. I've learned a lot through this time for Kaspa as well. Back here, Kaspa was a FOMO project with great tech. FOMO had a lot of impact on the project. Since here, this whole downtrend, it's proven that FOMO no longer affects Kaspa anymore. And also the sources regarding, Binance listing, that sort of stuff, that has always been speculative, and I've highlighted time and time again. Binance coming out this time has been a speculative post. Is it going to come out to 10 BPS? We don't know. After the mining rewards, we don't know. There's speculative posts saying it will happen, but it didn't happen. So, very fair criticism, Mark Zero. Don't disrespect it at all, and you're completely right in some regards to that. So, I mean, yeah, I think, so again, that's why, information is how you interpret it. There's always going to be incorrect information out there. But that's why I say I pair fundamental to technical analysis. Kaspa's come down significantly, and I've spoken about zones where I think it should hold and hopefully will hold. Kaspa right now is holding this zone. I've highlighted that it can go down further. If it can go down more, Kaspa can go down more as well, but it's definitely critical level of support for Kaspa right here. And we're seeing some big developments coming out soon enough. If the cycle does extend and we see the reversal, which we hope it will do soon enough, then Kaspa hopefully will follow in suit. But again, things that happened. Kaspa back here was FOMO. All this stuff here that was coming out was FOMO. Then you had the introduction of KEF, Casplex, KRI, Marathon announced their mining of Kaspa here. This also, by the way, from here, this was Binance launching their futures for Kaspa, which could definitely play a heavy factor into why Kaspa has been suppressed for the last, X amount of months. Last 16, 20 months has been because Binance futures have been suppressing Kaspa and buying the dips. But FOMO does not push Kaspa anymore. That's why 10 BPS, 10 BPS actually did quite well for Kaspa. It happened, where was it? Here. This was 10 BPS. Not a bad value for Kaspa of 10 BPS actually, but it's a building block, not a FOMO candle. Kraken, similarly, Kraken didn't do too bad for Kaspa either. Kraken was, FOMO for it was here, announced listing was around here. In between that. So you saw a 75 rally of FOMO to then actual listing happening in the middle here. That also did quite well. But FOMO does not drive Kaspa price anymore. FOMO is not really driving crypto price at all anymore. It's fundamentals and macro cycle. That's what's driving the price, which is what we're covering in this stream mainly. Yeah, honestly. Me and Crypto Pump's clashing now. Crypto Pumps, I have utmost respect for him. He's also a very, very good content creator. I normally go live an hour earlier, but I started half an hour late today because I was busy with VIP stuff, so I didn't have time to do it at the usual time. So I got always follow the global liquidity 100%. Yeah, it's quite a common occurrence, Mr. Mars, it is what it is. Where am I right now? The problem with Kaspa is that the vast majority of the supply will be mined soon. It's got, incorrect, and since the project hasn't caught on, fees are low, and there's not going to be any incentive for people to run the network. That's a very fair point. Cryptoni, I think, had the best argument for that. In regard to that, I do think the next 5 years are going to be significantly explosive for crypto, based on the sources I have showcased to my VIPs and equally in this stream. Next 5 years are going to be very explosive for crypto. Even the source here talks about the long term, what we can end up seeing the next, 5 to 10 years or so. It's going to be very, very big. And Kaspa, while will be definitely more mined the next 5 to 10 years, or 10 years it would have been almost fully mined. I think it's all fully mined by 2037. Next 5 years, so you see a lot more of it mined, but that could also be the turning point for Kaspa as well. This space is slowly but quickly accelerating at the same time. It's contradictory, I know, but it's starting to make significant moves as we live and breathe right now. And yeah, a lot of them are. Obviously, it's a trust me bro thing here, but I haven't sold a single part of my Kaspa bag. I mean, that's just me being honest. You can choose to believe me or not. I don't disclose my Kaspa holdings on my bag because for me that's private stuff. But I've not sold a single part of my Kaspa bag. I have no reason to. Again, money having that, I'm not worried about it. Do end up losing it, God forbid. But I don't think it's going to lose it. I think it's going to do very, very well. And I'm not dumping anything. While I've done what I believe to be the next future of money. And also think about it this way. If I did truly believe, if I did truly want to just make money, wouldn't I just follow projects that are doing very well all the time? If I wanted to make money and just dump on community, wouldn't I just follow projects that are doing well all the time? Kaspa has not been doing well for a long, long time, yet I'm still here. I've been here on good and bad days. So that doesn't make sense, in my belief. If I wanted to make money off people's ignorance, I would just go to the hype projects, talk about it being the next big thing, get people to just follow and then just dump on them. No, I'm talking about all the projects I talk about are ones that have, are doing like Ondu. I spoke about Ondu more recently. Ondu's not doing very well right now, but I spoke about Ondu. In fact, I mentioned it to my VIPs and they made money off Ondu because I spoke about it just before the crash and they bought in the dip, sold when it rallied up and they made money on that. Tony can attest to that. He mentioned it in my free Discord server about how he made money off that as well. Similarly to the Beck. And other real assets I mentioned in there as well. Like there are people actively making money in there. But in regard to Kaspa, I continue to stack my bag in every game that I make because I do see it as a good long-term asset. But I don't disagree. A lot of people have dumped on Kaspa influencers. There are a lot of people out there who have done that. I'm not going to name drop them. People know who they are. I could say really just trust me, bro, but I haven't done that. And I never plan to do that. I think that's disgusting. You're partly right, partly wrong. The infrastructure for the power hash rate is waiting to be activated, literally just waiting. Fair. Good evening, Kappa Frog. Bro, you're doing very, very well. It's been a minute, my man. It's been a very long time indeed. Trillion market cap, I'll be a bazillionaire. Honestly. I mean, if that's the case, then I'm sorry, but again, I literally don't control the ads. I literally don't control the ads on YouTube. Like, the ads are on, but I don't set them. You just have them on. Like, it's whenever they set it. And Tesla also not a bad shot. I agree with that. If you ever need to be reminded on what you hold, type in Grok or ChatGPT explain VProgs to me like I'm 5-year-old and this comes in 9 months or sooner. Yeah, I mean, again, there's many things that have come into Kaspa very soon enough that would significantly shake up the whole crypto landscape, where adoption is not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And that is where you're incorrect, B, because no, it is not. That is what you were sold a lie to by other content creators. I said time and time again, these are foundation building blocks. I said, if you go back to before Cashbacks came out, I said Cashbacks won't pump the price of Kaspa as a building block to see more adoption come on board. You need adoption and demand to pump the price of Kaspa. Same thing to Rust and 10 BPS. I said these are building blocks. You don't expect a big rally from Kaspa. And even then, we did see a 50% rally for Kaspa around that time, around here. So we did see a bit of a pump. But I told everybody there, this is a foundation building block. This will not pump the price of Kaspa. The only thing that's going to pump Kaspa's price in the immediate short term, overnight, would be a Binance listing. That's the only thing that will pump Kaspa overnight. Something that's going to cause FOMO. The building blocks, VProgs, Dagnite, 10 BPS, like Acre Labs, these won't cause overnight pumps. That's not how it works. If you believe that, then I don't know who you're listening to, but they're lying to you. Because I've not said that. Also, very true. Very, very true. Yeah, I know that I'm trying to ignore the lies being said by the two right now. I'm really addressing what I can easily argue because, supports my point. But again, like I've showcased already in this stream the belief of Kaspa in regards to Bitcoin. So evidently the price is not doing as bad as you think, because Bitcoin did worse than Kaspa did. And Bitcoin came back a lot better as well. So Kaspa therefore is in a strong position right now. I've showcased numerous sources from my alpha stream, which again, if you want to check it out, it's up to you, but I've showcased them for free as well, some of them, about price doesn't matter, about extended cycles very, very possible, and a lot more as well. And I will continue to occasionally post some of the free VIP courses as well, because in response to, again, what Art Zero was saying, like, I do want to help everybody out. It's just I learned a lot in my 5 years, 6 years in crypto, and I figured there's a way that I could end up, monetizing that. And those who've been a part of the community have been very pleased with it. So if you want to learn more, you check out the VIP for it, but I will still continue to post the occasional free VIP source as well if you want to learn that. But you can learn a lot more being in there. But I mean, the VIP source that I've showcased, this one here about price lag utility. So you don't focus solely on the price of distractions. If you believe only on the price, then you're going to get caught out. I made another one not that long beforehand either, which I'm going down on my Twitter right now. I mean, I'll post them on my Twitter, of course, if you want to find them. Where is it? A bit far back now, actually. It's been about a week, honestly. So that's the price lag utility one that I already mentioned. Yeah, I mentioned this one the same day, or this one here, which was it was actually the day I made my Google Doc on real world assets I think I do very, very well, where a key market maker and KeyRock said DeFi real world asset looks set to lead the next leg of the bull run. So that's why I started talking about real world assets as well. And my VIPs got in on that, on the real world asset I mentioned, and they made gains on that. And some are now holding it long term as well. So again, it's great for them. And there's many others that I've showcased on the stream as well. I've showcased the one from Signum Bank, which was quite a dated one actually. This one's back in beginning of August, which this one I've showcased on the stream before as well. I've also made a tweet on it as well, which is again further giving confirmation of what we've already spoke about in this stream, and as I spoke to my VIPs earlier, which is this cycle may go further. Not adhering to the consistent 4-year cycle because of all the other macro liquidity trends. And I posted that on my Twitter as well. So there are some that I do post publicly. But again, that for me is probably one of the key selling points for that community. So I don't want to, take the quality away from that. That and the trading, the kind of selling points for it. So that's again stuff you want to get into. It's up for you. I'll buy Kaspa at 1 cent in 2 weeks or 12 weeks. That crash will give us entry. I mean, if it does crash again, then yeah. I don't know if it will do again. It's tough to say though. Yeah, there you go, Mr. Miles. Thank you so much for that. Very, very fair point there. You're more entitled to beef bearish on Kaspa or anything you want to. That's perfectly fine. But we just ask that you could be constructive in debating about your beliefs as opposed to just giving baseless, like, it's terrible, it's going to zero, because there's nothing to build off that. All we can say is we don't believe you, and that's it. Like this, I don't want to stop anyone's free speech. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Everyone's entitled to have their own belief in their voice and talk about it. But we're trying to debate and learn more together. So if you're going to just keep upright saying you're wrong, it's not going to happen. I'm like, okay, well, here's my sources that says otherwise. And you can debunk the sources, that's fine. You can debunk the sources, that's perfectly fine. But if you can't, if you're going to say, no, I don't believe you, like, nah, like what do I build off that? I just have to ignore you, unfortunately. That's not really good content. That wick has happened twice now. What wick? The 1 cent wick? I've already seen that once. When did it happen a second time? Oh, on futures. Okay, well, okay, I thought I'd not seen it. Okay, fair enough. I missed a lot of questions today. There's been a lot of questions today, guys. I love this. And girls, for tuning in right now. Oh yeah, the CoinX thing, right? I remember that. Yeah, no, I remember that. You're right. Yeah, CoinX. It was, I can't remember the situation that happened again, but CoinX had an issue where they basically had like overleveraged or something like that, and they ended up crashing so badly that they halted all futures on their exchange for Kaspa. So yeah, CoinX happened to CoinX. This happened on most exchanges. I think Mexi is actually the only one that actually held up quite well, funnily enough. Mexi held up around 5.5 cents, 5 cents. Everything else crashed quite significantly. There's no guarantee it's going to happen again. These are like anomaly black swans events, but again, maybe it does. Maybe Art0's it's onto something. Who knows? And yeah, Cryptony, thank you very much again for sharing all the links. The affiliate link to BYDFI, where I'm affiliated with an exchange, no KYC exchange or VPN exchange. But you can get extra benefits from there. Again, Art0, for example, if you don't want to pay for the VIP, it's perfectly fine. You can have a test trial, and see if you're interested about it. We've got a 7-day free trial, or equally, if you follow the steps in the Discord server and sign up to BYDFI, you can get a free trial for 1 month. Just let me know when you do it, and I'll give you a 1 month free trial for it. And then you decide whether it's worth your money or not. Like, I'm trying my best to give people as much incentive possible to see if it's worth their while. I don't want just to make it like pay and then waste your money and that's it. You can see if it's up for you. If you don't like it, that's fine. You know, free trials. You can get a total of 5 weeks for free. And then if you want to sign up for more and continue learning more, then it's available to you. I mentioned a while back that I plan to increase the price. I'm not sure if I'm still going to do that right now. I'm still in 2 minds about it. I might do. Which of course then for me, those who are part of it will be grandfathered at this price. But again, that is something that I've not thought about. I mentioned it a while back, didn't get around to doing it. And right now my focus is mainly on just making content right now and continue to bring more value to the VIP. So yeah, the VIP is there. BYDFI gets you a 1 month free trial to it. The Discord server, again, if you want a place to chill, chat and learn more without the paywall, then the free server's there as well. But of course, I would recommend at least checking it out if you want to find out more anyways. But that's up to you. Market makers and any TA part patterns they want. The big reason I don't buy into much for important projects. Yeah. Market makers can print any. Yeah, that's what happened effectively. Binance just basically changed the APIs and all the exchanges kind of just followed that. That's what happened. Yeah, honestly, it is. It is. What's your star sign? It's just TA for men, 100%. That's a fantastic, actually. Interesting will use the best technology. They can't risk their competitors getting the upper hand. Yeah, 100%. Actually, we spoke about that in my VIP earlier today because there was a post regarding who was it? There was a post regarding Signum Bank again. Funnily enough, talking about yields and how they want to basically continue to make passive gains on their crypto assets without selling it. And I was like, well, the best way to do that to custody your assets would be somewhere you have true self-sovereignty, and that would be Kaspa, therefore. Thank you very much, Dombo. I appreciate you very much as well, my man. Fred Kruger is kind of a Kaspa influence now. I mean, yeah, he FUDs Kaspa, but every time he FUDs Kaspa, he gets proved wrong, so he's just giving Kaspa free publicity. If you study Kaspa and aren't convinced, fair, but most people who truly study it, have decided it's well worth the risk to hold. Yeah, pretty much. Those who don't like Kaspa just don't like that the price is bad. That's pretty much all it is to it. And, you're entitled to believe that. But then when you can look at other sources saying the prices are relevant, also understanding that you don't want to just follow candles, you kind of want to find the projects when they're early. Like getting Bitcoin or ETH early would be ideal, because then you don't have to do anything else for the rest of your life. And Kaspa's right now at 5.38 cents. Then in the belief that it does rally and performs as well, if not similar, if not outperforms Bitcoin and ETH, then you're sitting on a gold mine. Of course, not financial advice again. I don't care if you buy into Kaspa. I honestly don't. It's up to you. Got a Gotham, newest Kaspa YouTuber. Oh yeah, I have heard of him as well, actually, and he does have some decent content as well. At least if it is who I think it is, then I have watched a video or two of his, and I think it is quite good as well. Can't spell. Oh no, it's not who I thought it was. Well, he's got some very good. He's gotten some good views as well, actually, respective to him. So that's great. Yeah, shout out to him. I have to give him a follow and just see what he's doing. I mean, hey, it's new channels making videos on Kaspa doing very well. It's good stuff to see, honestly. Very good stuff to see. In regards to some more questions real quickly, I've gone well over time right now, but yeah. My favorite Kaspa videos are all the AI voice videos. Well, unfortunately, I'm not AI voice, so sorry to hear that. My only cope right now is that Mara is mining Kaspa. I mean, yeah, they're still mining Kaspa right now. You can check out their quarterly report. That's available on my free Discord server. You go to the useful websites section, or useful sources. What's it called? Yeah, useful website channel, and you can see all of the information in there. There's multiple sources in there. One of them being the Marathon paper, where you can see they're still holding Kaspa. Are there paid influencers that to go into certain project channels to FUD? There are, actually, Jason, you're right. Well, at least there's a belief. I haven't got confirmation as such, but the same way you've got paid influencers who go into a project to shill it, I wouldn't be surprised if you got other ones who are paid to put down a project. I'm not saying those two who came in here are doing that, but again, like it wouldn't surprise me that does happen. Auto can do 100 to 250 million on the present exchange listing. Just a thought. I mean, that would be big if it could do that. Oh, very, very big for Okta. Right now, only sitting at it's not even showing markup on here right now. Well, yeah. I mean, it would be big if it did make a gain like that. Welcome back, Erica. When are you showing your face? Almost the end of October. You promised. I know I promised, and I do plan to do it. It's going to be the end of October is on Friday next week. So I have till Friday next week as my absolute deadline to show my face. I'm just getting some final kinks sorted out. Plan to like get a new pair headset because I normally will stream with my headset on, but it's like over ear, big, clunky. Don't like it. So I want to try and get some other headset if I can do, or some earphones, whatever. And get other things just sorted out prior to doing it. But yeah, it will be in the literally before Friday, next Friday. So I don't worry, Erica, you'll see my face soon. All of you will see my face soon. When QE comes, watch. Yeah, I mean, content is becoming in January 2026, so that could be very big as well. How do you search crypto is getting most social interactions? You can see it on CoinMarketCap, but there are other websites to do it as well. I'm sure Google searches gives you an idea as well, honestly. I don't typically do that, though. It's just, again, search interactions is a big part of it. I know Kaspa one of the highest ones, but I just see it on Twitter normally. I mean, yeah, that would be insane. If Kaspa follows Bitcoin price action, then you know Kaspa's in for an insane rally in the next year or two. Yeah, I also think so as well. I think Malfun have got an incentive behind doing it. I mean, there you go. Again, that's an opinion. Again, I've not checked it out, of course. That's an opinion. And many people have a similar opinion, but other content creators, everyone has their own community for them, right? And people in my community are very happy with it, but I have people who have come and left my community because they either just didn't think it was worth the money or whatever it is, and that's fine. Again, I'm not gonna, hold you down with a knife and say, yeah, join my VIP. Like, it's up to you. But people have their own things because the mindset's mainly about trading, and getting views on Casper gets him more views. He can then send his VIP more. My community is about research, and I have other people who have onboarded about trading, which again I've showcased here. Some of the trades we made last week during the market crash, during the recovery and the crash. Chartflow's only actually got into 6 trades, so he's been very conservative right now, and he did very, very well. I'm going to start doing this weekly, showcasing all the good, the bad, and the ugly trades. But so far, it was a very, very good week, which is, can't go wrong with that. Yeah, QE plus T1 listings and extended cycle Casper would rock it. If all those come to fruition, then we are looking very, very bullish indeed. Now to see Casper the Ghost and Casper and Crypto come stream. I think Nacho and Casper will do well. Yeah, I think Nacho also is quite... Nacho, I mean, yeah, I think it's great. I think Casper the Ghost also does have some good things going for it. I need to look more into them. I did plan to get into them a very long time back, but I think they have got some good things coming for it, so I'm optimistic for Casper the Ghost as well. When native smart contract, the VPOGs, we haven't got a timeline yet. The prediction date is around Q2, Q3 2026, around then. You can change, adjust how aggressive the ads are on your stream. I'll show you how to stream if you like. Okay, yes, please. I will do that. I'll do that if I can. Well, yeah. I'll have actually. Well, I'll ask you a help. Well, actually, no. Let me do it myself because I like being independent. I'll do a quick Google search. I'm sure I'll find it out through Google, and if I can't figure it out, I'll send you a message. But I'll have it changed for the next stream. I can promise you that. Welcome back, Shay Boy. You're doing very, very well. Definitely keep stacking those bags. Hold on for dear life. You know it. But I've got a hitch from Lux and Casper 100%. They're not good to list it. Maybe they don't, but I think at this point, I think they will. It's just a matter of when. But again, it could be a very long time. I did not hear about that. No, I did not. He put his hard wallet keys into a hot wallet. Okay, well that's very silly. I mean, obviously I feel for the guy, but yeah, that's a risk of putting any form of cold storage onto any form of public domain. Just got to be very careful about that. There's cold storage for a reason. You have to keep it away. I put 500 to 1200 Casper. I don't care what it's worth in US dollars until all tech's developed and adoption is decent. Good mentality, Rizzy, honestly. All right, see you later, Mr. Miles. Oh, we had a $2 donation from Erica. Thank you very much. When are we going to see your handsome face? Apologies, I didn't see the donation when it came through. But yes, you're going to see it but by the end of Friday. If I can, it'll be the end of the week. But absolute 100% absolute latest will be end of Friday next week. Absolute latest. That is a promise. I made a promise beforehand. I'm going to keep to that. 31st of August is the final October is the final deadline, which means Friday next week is my final deadline. I will put on the stream in brackets face cam, so you will know if that's the stream for face cam as well. It does not mean you don't tune in until the face cam stream, but yeah, you will see it then. I promise you that much. So don't worry, you'll see my beautiful mug soon enough. But yeah, okay, so to say that Kaspa should pump is like saying yeah, very, very right, Tony, very right. Again, it's the premise of Kaspa should pump because of 10 BPS. Is like, no, these are fundamental building blocks. Like, it doesn't work that way. You need to get you need the high paying. You need to graduate from college and get the experience, get the adoption to then get a high paying job. It just doesn't work that way. So yeah, don't worry, you'll see it soon enough. Jay said Brittany said that he believes in free speech. Okay, you're right, Mr. Marty. Be careful about that. Okay, with that being said, family, I am going to get into the final points of the stream. I've took a while to get through all the questions. The parts of the stream is just some fundamental points real quickly. Apparently, Trump's going to be expecting to work out a fair deal with China soon enough when he meets him in South Korea, which I think is meant to be end of the month, if I'm not mistaken. Which would be ideal, of course. We'll have to wait and see if that does come out. Additionally, apparently Trump says that President Xi has invited him to China sometime early next year. He's going to be going as well. So again, these are reassuring posts from Trump. Whether it actually comes to fruition or not, we'll have to wait and see. But if it does happen, fantastic stuff. We'll see. Again, this in the belief that tariffs do affect the markets. If we get a trade deal formulated and Trump goes to China next year and gets a trade deal formulated then, going into QE, going into rate cuts, building more into the bullish sentiment going into 2026, which is also reassuring news. And adding further to that as well, government shutdown is still ongoing, adding more FUD to the markets right now, although there is a belief that what could go on for the longest ever, 40 days. We have now had word from White House advisor Hassett. Apparently the shutdown is likely to end sometime this week. So even though the prediction markets still say it could go on for another, predicted another 20 days or so, the White House advisor said it'll probably end sometime this week, which if that is the case, that would be ideal. Of course, the longer it is, the more chance Trump has to lay off all those who are on furlough right now. But at the same time, if it does come to an end, then that means you get the macro data coming out again, and we can get back to hopefully normal, and the investor fund will dissipate as well if the data does come out looking very, very good. And right now, with the job market looking worse and worse and worse, it's incentivizing more rate cuts as well. I think there's now a chance of a 50 basis point cut coming soon. We'll find again the next FOMC meeting on the 29th, which is Wednesday next week. So that could be a very, very big day as well. And then also the final thing, apparently the Federal Reserve is going to be hosting a payments innovation conference tomorrow, which is also quite big. Again, talking more in regards to Bitcoin and crypto. So very short fundamentals at the end of that stream today. Again, just highlighting that, there are some positive developments seemingly in the works coming in the short to mid future, which is good to see. And in respects of Kaspa, price not looking the best, but at the same time actually looking better than Bitcoin, and things looking very, very strong. Again, more documentation from multiple sources now that I've showcased from my VIP group on my Twitter for free, showcasing that we're going to see an extended cycle is reassuring news. And of course, with Kaspa having Dagonite and vehicles coming out soon enough as well, things are looking bright, replacing Ethereum, and more developments coming out for the space as well. But that being said, family, thank you all for tuning in once more. Again, if you enjoyed the stream, leave a like, share me out, share with a friend, and subscribe for more. You can check out all the links to the free Discord server, definitely, at the very least, down in the description. Affiliate links to BYDFI, Twitter as well, and also the VIP if you want to level up your trading game. And equally, your investing game, understand more what's happening to the space and ultimately where the money is going into, so we can get ahead of the game. Again, information down below in the description. Have a great day, good evening, good night, family, and I'll see you all in the next one.